All right, let's take a look at DFIR 12, lab number 3. The lab objective is to understand how to use PEView and Resource Hacker in a malware investigation. Lab mission is to practice performing malware analysis on an executable malware sample by using PEView and Resource Hacker to review the contents of the file. Requirements are basic knowledge of performing static malware analysis. You're going to need your Windows 10 VM, Lab 3, right here, your Resource Hacker setup, and PEView. So you're going to need all of those things in order to accomplish this lab. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and start with lab task number 1. Find the contents of the file. So we want to investigate lab 3 and find all available information about the file. So first thing it wants to do is to make a folder on the desktop. We're going to go ahead and call this one DFIRL3. All right, and now they want us to put the lab 3 executable in there. If it's going to ask you to extract it, we're going to say desktop and to say DFIR lab 3. And if we are asked for a password, go ahead and put in 1234. All right, let's close that. Verify our file is here. Okay, happy with that. So the next thing we want to do is we want to open up the file with PEView. If you don't know what PEView is, I got a couple of links on the page here. So this is a portable executable format, and this is a file format for executables or DLL files as part of Windows NT. To remain compatible with previous versions of Microsoft DOS and Windows, the PE format retains the old MZ header from MS-DOS. So this is how a portable executed file is packaged up. You got your header file, your real time, your header, your signature, your text section, BSS, your R data, and your debug section header of the file. So we got a lot of cool stuff in here, but take a look at this. This walks you through the entire file there. So definitely take a look at those links. And then here is the other format from Microsoft. So basically, again, this is a portable object file format, which basically means it's independent and it can run on its own without having to install. Okay, so what they want us to do is we want to look for, open this up with PEView. So let's go ahead and see if we can't do that. So I've got PEView on my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and extract that. I'm going to say extract to, yeah, PEView. There it is right there. And I'm going to just run as an admin, and I am going to open up my file on my desktop here. So let's go to DFIR Lab 3, and we're going to open up our file. And as you can see, our file is opened up here. So we've got different sections of our file here. You see we have our text section right here. We've got the image text. We've got a section called text. We have data, right? And if you see here, we got, we've seen these hexadecimal formats before, but you also see the values on the right. You've got your data section here, and the text section contains the executable code for the application. And it's important to note that an application can have more than one section with executable code if a programmer chooses, but this is not always the case. The next section is the data. This section contains initialized data, usually in the form of program variables that do not reserve memory for the entire execution of the program. The next part is our data, and this is read-only data, and this contains strings and constants. And you can see right here, I am doing nothing, Ming runtime failure, query failure address. All right, the next part is your iData, and this contains the import table that is used to map a specific Windows application API to a DLL. All right, the next section we're looking at is the um, BSS section. And this section is needed for static variables. All right, so what we want to do is we want to find out what the architecture is of our program here, all right, of this Lab 3 executable. So what we want to do is we want to go to the image file header. So let's take a look and see what we can find here. So as we scroll down, you see we got some DOS headers here. And we also have some NT headers here. If we look at the image file header, we see that this is an x86, it's i386, and the image file indicates that it is a 32-bit machine. Right? Something else that we can do is we can find the timestamp of our program. You can see right here it has an interesting year, January 1st, 2035. So because the file includes a future date, researchers can determine that the file is pretty suspicious. Why would you make a file with this future date? Often used in other malware families. So definitely your radar should be alerted. So what we want to do now is we want to investigate the file with Resource Hacker. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to minimize this and we're going to pivot into Resource Hacker. So let me go ahead and get that pulled up here. All right, we got Resource Hacker pulled up. Let's go ahead and open up our file. So let's go back to our desktop and DFIR Lab 3 and Lab 3. And again, helps us investigate it. This is what you would be doing if you were working in a DFIR role, maybe a tier 2 role. Again, you're like trying to look at the known malware, and these are some of the tools that you will see here. So as you can see, once you have the file opened up here, you've got different places to go within the resource hacker. What we want to take a look at is some of the source code here, the .rsrc section. So we're going to take a look at the RC data here and look at that. Mimikatz. Well, we know Mimikatz is malware from your other classes. So it looks like this executable is disguising itself as Mimikatz. And yeah, that's something we definitely, do not like. So because to see the Mimikatz logo here. So again, what we do is we use tools like this to actually look at the file, look how the file is packaged. You can get some information about the file, the timestamp. Is it is it designed to run on x86 or x64? And then once you actually look at the binaries, you can get some pretty cool information here, right? So that was the whole purpose of this lab. You can see right here as well, you see Mimikatz, right? So it's it's it is spelled straight out in RC data Mimikatz. So yeah, uh, not a fan of this software. All right, so that is the end of lab number 3, and this is static malware investigation. See you in the next one.